Now the industry has grown so much that there are competing parties, propaganda machines, conspiracy theories, politics.
The biggest fight within the Bitcoin ecosystem is over at the moment is who has the right to the name Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, I think the version of Bitcoin described in the Bitcoin white paper has the strongest claim to the name Bitcoin than anything else, and that's Bitcoin Cash.
Roger owns Bitcoin.com, and he has every intention of bringing Bitcoin Cash to the masses. Even if it means that some people coming to his website think that they're buying Bitcoin, but they're getting Bitcoin Cash.
I think it's fraudulent to say that and causing people to buy Bitcoin Cash when they actually want to buy Bitcoin.
Ja, also das ganze B-Cash-Ding ist für mich schlicht und einfach ein Betrug. Wir haben hier Kunden, die versehentlich, weil sie dachten, sie kaufen Bitcoin, B-Cash gekauft haben. Die brechen hier zusammen, hysterisch, wenn ich ihnen erkläre, dass sie gefälschte Bitcoin gekauft haben.
So Bitcoin core fans say Roger's hijacking the brand name, and Bitcoin Cash supporters claim that Blockstream is hijacking its development.
I mean, yeah, it is a conflict of interest because they're developing this open source protocol in a way where their company can benefit from it.
Everything we're doing is open source, so it's not like there's some secrecy or anything. You can see all the code that's committed, and it does go through this vetting process.
They have had influence, and I wouldn't say that's not true, but I don't think they have enough influence to actually corrupt Bitcoin.
We no longer have anyone maintaining the project just because we don't want that potential conflict of interest.
But in a way, now they've won the battle anyways.
So who won Bitcoin's first war? Well, both parties got their way. After this war, the market value increased much higher, and Bitcoin Cash transaction fees were much lower.
The benefit of this feeling debate or civil war was Bitcoin was battle tested. Like a lot of companies and a lot of powerful people tried very hard to try to change Bitcoin, and they failed.
This thing that Satoshi Nakamoto launched is much more resilient than anyone even hoped.
I know. You want to find out what any of this has to do with this new cryptopia, a revolutionary internet. We'll get there, I promise. But first, we need to go from Bitcoin's original blockchain to hundreds of blockchains. Back in 2009, when Charlie Lee was a Google engineer, he wanted a faster and lighter version of Satoshi's cryptocurrency, and was one of the first to experiment with the open source software.
The actual coding in terms of the code differences between Bitcoin and Litecoin was actually pretty trivial.
And what does that mean in time? Like,
I would say like 4 or 5 hours.
Litecoin was positioned as silver to Bitcoin's gold, and its network value grew to billions of dollars. Some critics say, well, you sold at the highest point and you kind of hurt the community. What's your response to that?
When I sold, no one knew it was the highest point. I didn't know it was going to be the highest point, so everyone thought it was going to keep going up. In hindsight, it was good timing, selling it at the high, but I'm still focused full-time on Litecoin adoption and working on Litecoin development, so it's not like I sold it and just quit. Nobody gets to kind of dictate how Bitcoin improves or grows. Whereas with Litecoin, I have a strong influence on the growth of Litecoin, which is good and bad. It's kind of like the difference between a benevolent dictator versus a democracy. The benevolent dictator is more efficient, but you have to assume that the benevolent dictator stays benevolent.
Let's put a pin in that. Litecoin was one of the first alternative cryptocurrencies, or altcoins. Some of the early adopters, like Charlie, made fortunes.